Hello, everyone. We are your Mission Vista counseling team talking about information you may need for selecting your courses for the upcoming school year. Let's start by introducing our counseling team. First, we have Miss Parley, counselor for students 10th through 12th grade. Last name's O through Z. Miss Parley, you want to say hi?
Hello.
Next, we have Miss Kenny, 10th through 12th grade students. Last names F through N. Miss Kenny, you want to say hello?
Hi, everyone.
I am Mr. Chavarin, and I have students in 10th through 12th grade, last names O through Z. And last but surely not least, we have Mr. Kramer, who is the freshman for all counselors. Mr. Kramer, you want to say hello?
Hello. Good morning.
Okay, let's start with a question from Mrs. Parley. What does registration look like for ninth graders?
Well, hello, our incoming ninth grade class. We know that registration for you is a really exciting time. Moving from middle school to high school is so exciting, and we want to make sure that while we're not with you currently, we can be with you virtually. So we've put together a nice package for you of what that looks like. And should you have any questions, you'll know where to go to get those answers. So I'm going to start here with our new and prospective student page. We have a whole bunch of information on here for you, and this is going to be your go-to guide. We have changed things up a little bit, so please make sure that if you have not looked at this as of March 27th, 2020, that you are going to this website after that date and making sure that you are most updated on all your information. We're also going to send you guys out an email, so be looking for that in your inbox. So for our current Vista Unified Middle School students that are going to be coming to Mission Vista, students, and this would be a student who either resides in VUSD boundaries or is approved with an interdistrict transcript or interdistrict transfer and has been accepted to Mission Vista. The first step that you guys are going to take is by clicking on this link here, which will give you our most updated guide for our course requests. Now, this is a list and action steps of what you guys need to do and what classes are going to be available for you for freshman year. So if you open this up, it's going to bring a nice new PDF, which may look different if you've already talked to your middle school counselors prior to today. But this is the form that you guys should be working off of. It is a guide for your course selections. So it's no longer the academic plan. It is your course selections. It's going to list all the classes that are available to you, what subject areas you should be selecting courses from. And then on the back of the sheet here, it's going to guide you into what elective options are open for you. Bear with us. We know technology during this time is not as fast as it should be. So all of that information is here. There's even guidance on college tips and planning if that is what you think you want to do after you're done with high school. Also gives you information on what type of graduation requirements you have. If you're wanting to go off to a four-year school, what those requirements are as well. And then, like I mentioned on the back here, all the classes that are not highlighted. So all these ones here, like the integrated math 1 and 2, make sure that you guys are paying attention to this grade levels on the far right side, because that will let you know what classes are available for a ninth grade student coming to Mission Vista, what classes they're able to sign up for. So it's broken up by different department. It's broken up by different types of electives. We have VAPA electives that are available, and then we have some other classes with information about application windows and how to get into those select few classes. So make sure you're paying attention to our website for that information and your email. After you guys have printed out that course request guide, the next step for you to do and find out more information about what do these classes really mean is by viewing our course catalog. So on our Mission Vista website, we have a course catalog where you're able to search by classes, and you can actually figure out what does this class mean? Is it A through G approved? Is it a class that I could take as an elective? You can click here and search by the subject area. Today's video will be listed under step 3, which will be this Q&A session of what the heck am I doing as an 8th grader going into 9th grade? And hopefully we'll be able to answer a lot of your questions today. The next step here is step 4, and that's where you guys are going to be actually inputting your classes that you want to be taking through your Aeries portal program. So it's available through your student portal access. So you'll go ahead and click on your Aeries portal. You'll need to log in and click on the course requests, which should be on that page for you. And then we have some instructions here that give you a list of steps to get that process completed should you have any questions. We have some dates on here on our website of when this is available for you. At this point, it's going to be April 5th to April 12th that you guys will have that window to select courses. Please note that this may change because, as you know, we're going through some crazy times right now, and we're trying to make sure that we're most available for you. So pay attention to the dates. Come back to this website if you have questions, but also it's really important to pay attention to your emails because that's where this information is going to be blasted to. And then last, but very not least, one of the most important things that we really value and we know that you value is when we get to see you guys or talk to you one-on-one about what your course selection options are. So in this time, we know that we're not able to physically be with you, but we want to be able to virtually have an option for you guys to talk to us about your classes coming in for 9th grade if you want to. So this is optional. Students at Vita, Roosevelt, Vista Magnet, Rancho Minerva, or Madison that have been accepted to Mission Vista as of right now, we have planned April 13th through the 17th. You're able to sign up for a virtual meeting, and the virtual meeting will be about 10 minutes where you'll get to ask us any questions specific to you. The way that you will sign up for this meeting is by clicking on the virtual course request tab here. It's going to open up an appointment calendar. And in this appointment calendar, you can come in and sign up for one. Don't go in there and sign up for a whole bunch of them, but you can sign up for one available time slot, and they will look like this. So you can come in, click on the available time slot, and it will give you specific information that we want you to fill out down here. To give us some information about you. Make sure that your name is showing up in this area so that way we know who we're going to be talking to. So you'll need to add some information into this description box. And then once you save it, your appointment will be scheduled. So we hope that this process is as easy for you as possible. All the information is here, but don't feel that you can't reach out to us or even your counselor at your middle school if you do have questions in the meantime.
Thank you so much, Ms. Parli. Okay, and we did not want to leave you with this video, just directions on how to visit our website. We also wanted to give you some information about our courses. So with one of our biggest requirements as English, I'm going to pass it over to Mr. Kramer. Can you tell me something about our English courses at Mission Vista?
Well, thanks, Mr. Chavarin. So students take English classes each of their 4 years when they're in high school, and the choices typically are between a college prep course or an honors AP level course. So for 9th grade, both English and English 9 honors, they're rigorous courses, and they're intended to develop student skills in critical reading, writing, and comprehension. The honors class holds higher student expectations in all of these areas, and it typically includes one additional unit in the term. So if you want to take a course that's a little more rigorous, that's where you're going.
Perfect, thank you. Ms. Kenney, for the history component, can you touch base on that for a second?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you, Angel. Ooh, Mr. Chavarin. Just wanted to let you guys know that in regards to the history, there is no history requirement as a freshman. However, you can elect to take AP Human Geography. AP Human Geography is an intensive college prep course that focuses on the distribution, processes, and effects of human population on the planet.
Perfect.
So that is an option, but it's not required. You will have to take a history class your sophomore, junior, and senior year.
And please be advised that it is an AP class. We will touch base on that in just a second to give you guys information on what an AP student should look like. But let's move on to math. Ms. Parli, can I take math 1 and 2 in the same year?
Thank you. That is a great question. So we have a lot of students coming in to Mission Vista who are really excited about our 4x4 schedule. And fortunately for students, you can take Math 1 and 2. You can sign up for 2 math classes within your freshman year. So what we would do, if that's the case and that's what you want to sign up for as an additional elective, Math 1 would go under your math requirement. And then one of your elective options down here would be Math 2. So we would schedule Math 1 in the fall of your freshman year, and then you would have Math 2 in the spring of your freshman year. And that's how it would work.
Perfect. So for those students that are interested in any of the medical field, engineering, that might be a good path to take with the Math 1 and 2 in the same year. Mr. Kramer, with so many science classes, where does a student start?
Yeah, we do have quite a selection of science classes. Our entry-level science class is Lab Bio, which is a life science class. So it's available both as a college prep and as honors class. There's also science classes available in the biomed field. And then there's actually engineering is considered an area of science. And there's courses in that field as well. So for both high school and college, they have the same basic requirements of 2 sciences in 2 different fields. So for high school, it's life science and physical science. For college, it's 2 sciences in different fields. And the UCs are currently finalizing this requirement because they're incorporating computer science and engineering into the same general science field. Both high school and colleges encourage students to take above that expectation, and especially in courses that line up with your future interests. So there's quite a selection available at Mission Vista, and we want you to consider taking beyond just the basic classes.
Thank you, Mr. Kramer. Miss Kenney, I know that Mission Vista offers Spanish, French, and ASL for students that are interested in a second language. My question is, if I took Spanish 1 in 8th grade, can I take Spanish 2 my freshman year?
Absolutely. If you feel prepared enough with your language to be able to get into the second level, we highly recommend that. And with that, when you've taken your second level of your Spanish 2, you will be done with meeting your A through G requirements. Do we recommend that you go past that? Of course, but meeting those 2-year requirements is all you need. Likewise, if you're a Spanish for Spanish speaker, we highly recommend you take Spanish for Spanish speakers 1. That actually counts as 3 years of high school foreign language. With the A through G requirements, again, they recommend 2 years. It does need to be the same language. So whatever language you pick, make sure you're keeping it for your 2 or 3 years. But whether it's Spanish, French, or ASL, make sure you choose appropriately. And yes, you may start off your freshman year with Spanish 2. Thank you.
Awesome. Awesome. So we're going to keep rolling. We only have a little bit more. But, you know, I want Ms. Parley to touch on PE classes and what students need to sign up for.
Definitely. Thank you. So for freshmen at Mission Vista, all of our freshman students are required to take PE kinesiology. So that's the P101 class. But once again, with the benefit of our 4x4, if you are a true athlete and want to be able to stay conditioned, that you could take other classes, or maybe you are a dance student and you want to still incorporate that. You could take both kinesiology, PE, have that requirement, and then down here in your electives, you can choose a dance class or an additional PE class at a higher level in order to start on that track as well.
If I play a sport, does that count for PE credit?
So at Mission Vista, no. If you play a sport, it does not count as PE credit. So once again, you do need to sign up for that P101 kinesiology class. Our sports and our training and even our practices are all after school. So unless you are on the varsity team, that's the only way that you could sign up for an athletic PE class, but that wouldn't be available to necessarily freshmen until they've completed that kinesiology 101 class as well.
What about independent study PE?
So independent study PE is one of those classes that we have on our campus that is a really small, limited percentage of students can do that. You need to be competing at a national level. It needs to be an individual sport. So it is potentially an option, but you would need to communicate with us about that or inquire with us. And there's a process of what that application looks like and needs to be approved on multiple levels. So if you do compete at an independent study or at a international level or a national level and think that you can qualify for that, please feel free to reach out to us and we can further investigate that with you.
With so many electives at Mission Vista, Mr. Kramer, can you give us a summary on the electives that are offered at Mission Vista High School?
I sure can. So electives basically mean a course that's of your choosing. And we only really have one required elective, and that's the Freshman Seminar class. But in essence, you're electing to take a class from your selection of the courses available. So and with our 4x4 scheduling and a host of classes that we offer in so many different subject areas, you really have quite a bit of choice. When you do make your selection, we want you to take into consideration your graduation requirements, meeting your UC CSU A through G requirements. And then the other thing that we really want you to pay attention to is where are your interests? What kind of things have you learned from maybe your first classes in different subject areas that cause you to say, you know, I want to take this further. I want to find out more about what this course is about. And or if you want to sample in different areas in different subjects that don't necessarily meet that are beyond what the requirements are for graduation. And there's lots of opportunity to not just take one or two courses, but a whole sequence of courses. So when you look for those, we want you to pay attention to grade level as well as sequence. And eventually when you get to the point of planning out all your courses for all 4 years, as you discover things about yourself and where your interests are, we want you to follow up with those different courses and find your path that's going to take you through high school and to where your interests and career interests and personal interests are beyond high school.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Kramer. So just to kind of loop back, we touched a little bit about AP Human Geography, but Mrs. Kenney, what does an overall AP or honors student look like, or what kind of responsibilities should they have?
Definitely, if you're looking to take the AP or honors classes, you definitely have to have really good study skills, study habits. There are a lot more rigorous classes. If you're up for the challenge, definitely take it, but realize that, I think a lot of students feel that they need to take all honors or all AP classes in order to, get into college. And it's more actually, if that's your strength and that's a class that you're really good at, take that honors. Challenge yourself, take the honors and the AP courses. However, if it's something that you're just only taking the course because you feel like it's going to help you at college, you might want to think about taking the college prep class for that, because honestly, the colleges are going to want to see that you have an A and a B in a class rather than struggling to get that C, even though it may be a weighted class. With that being said, as a freshman, your only two options that you have are English honors or AP Human Geography. Again, that AP Human Geography class would be your elective class that you'd be choosing to take. The classes for the freshman year are not weighted. And typically we don't actually have an AP or honors track at Mission Vista. Again, we want, as Mr. Kramer was saying, for you to select classes based upon your strengths and interests. And if you have a strength and interest in, the English or the history or even the sciences as you get higher up, then challenge yourself with taking those honors and AP courses.
Cool. Yeah. So, as you guys go through your upperclassmen courses, there will be more opportunities for AP and honors. Just be sure to pace yourself.
Yeah. Hey, Mr. Chavarin, there is that one other option of an honors class in 9th grade,
Correct.
And that's the Lab Bio honors. Just wanted to point that out while we were looking at things here.
Does anybody want to touch on why it's not weighted as in a freshman year?
I can go ahead and do that. So the way that Vista Unified has viewed our honors and weighted courses, we align with what the expectation or what the weight is at the UC level. So the UC system dictates what classes would actually get that honors or AP weight. So if the UC doesn't give that honors or AP weight, we as Vista Unified don't give it as well. And the reason behind that is if we did give it for all of our classes, we would have these really inflated GPAs, and it's kind of like this crushing experience for you as like a senior to get there and be like, but I got this class and it was weighted when I was a freshman. It's like, well, sorry, UC doesn't see it that way. So maybe you thought that you had a 4.0, but technically it's only at a 3.5 or whatever that looks like. So that could be a really big feeling or crash for somebody going into senior year and looking to see what colleges are really in reach of what they've accomplished while in high school.
Those darn UCs, you got to love them, right?
Right.
With the 4x4 schedule, how do I make sure to get a balanced schedule, Miss Parley?
So at Mission Vista, the biggest thing is we do our best, right? So a master schedule at a high school, it has so many moving pieces to it. So we do our very best to make sure that all of our students get as much of a balanced schedule as possible. With the 4x4 added on that master schedule, sometimes it does lead to certain classes only being offered within specific terms or more selective electives. So we do our very best to make sure that students have 2 core classes and 2 electives, or an elective and a PE within each term. So for example, in the fall, you might have a math class, you might have an English class, your elective and your PE. And then in the spring, you would have your your freshman seminar, your PE, and then a science and another elective or something like that. So we keep those balanced, making sure that those like core classes that we have with the English, math, science, history, freshman seminar, that those are all balanced there. And one of the things that we get a lot of students asking us is, can I have this class in the fall and can I have this class in the spring? Unfortunately, the computer system that we use does not allow for those requests to be input. So it's just kind of like, it's just going to be what it is going to be based off of what the computer does. We go through and do kind of a spot check before schedules get out to you during registration in the fall. But at times we miss things, human error, right? Computer error. So if you do receive your schedule in the fall and you see that you have your math, your science, your English class, and then a really hard elective that you signed up for, and then in the spring, you've got like all electives and PE, you will have the option to put in a schedule change request at that time. And you can say that the reason why you're putting in that schedule change request isn't because you want to take a class out or add a new class in. It's because you purely just want your schedule to be rebalanced. So we will go through, and as long as the schedule allows and space is available, we'll go ahead and try to ease things up for you to the best of our ability. We want to set you up for success.
Thank you for that information. Mr. Kramer, being the freshman counselor, can you describe a little bit about what Freshman Seminar is?
Sure can. So we're actually, as counselors and staff at the school, we're really happy to see this course included. This coming school year will be the 4th year we're running it. And what we know from working with students who've had the Freshman Seminar class is that they are a lot more savvy and attentive to what goes on in a high school, what their roles and responsibilities are, and how to be, fulfill the requirements of being a competent, capable student. It is required of all freshmen. It is a year-long course, so meaning it's a full term with us, either fall term or spring term. And it focuses on academic, technological, social, and emotional skills that are important to students as they transition and get connected to high school. There's cross-curricular study skills. We use personalized learning, accountability, develop positive relationships, set goals, evaluate potential college and career paths, and all of that is all part of the course. It also fulfills our California state requirements for health in the second part of the course. So it's a really neat class, and we're glad to see our students involved in that, and it's a positive experience for you. So we're glad to be able to offer it.
And it's a G requirement.
It is.
Awesome. Looks like a good benefit for our students. Last question of the day is going to be, for those students who are interested in taking classes at another high school that maybe aren't offered on our Mission Vista campus, can I take another class at another high school? I'm going to throw this question out to Miss Kenney.
Yes, so definitely our Mission Vista students are allowed to take courses at our sister high schools, either Rancho or Vista, as long as it does not conflict within the school day. Okay, so as long as it's outside of our 3 classes or 4 classes that they're required to take at Mission Vista High School, then they can. There is concurrent enrollment paperwork that does need to be filled out. A common one that we have is a lot of our students want to be a part of the marching band, and we don't offer marching band at Mission Vista. So they will go to Vista High School and join their band, and all they have to do is just fill out the paperwork. The only thing that it doesn't work with is sports. So if we don't offer a sport at our school, the students can't take it at another school. It's only in regards to courses or programs.
All right, very cool. So we'll take the drummers. We won't take the football players, unfortunately. So.
Yep. Sorry about that. Common question.
So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch our informational video about MVHS courses. If you have more questions about the course selection process, feel free to reach out to your counselor. Our emails are going to be in the description below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel up above by clicking on the subscribe button. And thanks again for watching our video. Our continued love goes out to all of our families during this time apart. And so we're thinking about all of you guys. Thank you guys so much. And we look forward to getting more information out to you guys. So follow along, follow our YouTube channel, and we'll get you guys all the information that we can. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Bye. Thanks so much. Don't forget to make your appointment.